Hi, my name is Stuart Lamore from Moodle Rooms. I'm a user experience developer working on the open source theme Snap. I just wanted to quickly show some ideas for probably developers or designers around customizing Snap. As with all Moodle themes, it's got a settings page with lots of options for you to customize your theme. But there's also some additional stuff you can do as a developer with some basic knowledge of CSS. And we let you add that into the Snap settings page. So here I am on my Snap site. I've added a cover image, which you can do from the settings page, just upload it. And I've set a brand colour, which you can do from the settings page, which colours all the links, things like buttons. But there's a bit extra we could do here to make this look a lot nicer. So I use Chrome, and the Chrome developer tools are pretty cool for just live prototyping and seeing what can happen. So the first thing I'm going to do is there's this thing called the page mast here. And what I want to do with it is to make it fit in with the image a bit more. So I'm actually going to make it 100%. I'm going to align the text so it's in the center. And I want to take off that background. Okay, cool. So now we've got our text in the center, but it's not very readable. So I'm going to try and make it so that it's a bit more readable. That works well for the text there, and let's do the same for the heading. That's looking pretty cool. Let's see. We can make that a bit bigger maybe. So I'm going to change the font size. Oh, that's quite big. Not really what I was going for, but quite fun. How's that look? That's really big. But it actually looks very cool. Maybe a bit smaller. There, I'm kind of happy with that. Another thing that I'd quite like to do is to get rid of the background colour on this header. So just inspect the element, it's called Mr. Nav, and let's take off the background and see how that looks. It's really different from what it was like when we started, with the text now centered, the call to action to log in straight there, and it's got a much cleaner appearance. It works really well with the image, I think, and I'm going to take a screenshot of that because I like it a lot. So that's one way to customize your cover image. You'll notice here we're using a custom font, and that's pretty easy to add in Moodle. So I'm just going to switch to my other browser where I'm actually logged in, and to make most of these changes, where you go is Site Administration, Themes, and Snap. You've got the Snap settings page here. Here's where you add your cover image. Here's where you change your brand colour. And a bit further down, we've got our heading fonts and custom CSS, where we drop the custom CSS in that we just used to do that. So let's try something different. I'm going to take a very different image and delete this one of this cheeky chap and add that as our cover image. And I already know that for this institution the brand colours are blue, which is a light blue, that one. So I'm going to drop that in as well and change all the colours of the links and the buttons to our blue. And I'm going to press save and see what happens. Let's go back to our other browser and let's have a look what we've got. So I've changed the cover image and we've added the blue. He's got such a cheeky smile, I really like it. I'm going to have to move this because we really want to see his face. So again, we're going to put some CSS on what's called the page mast. And really, the first thing to do is to move it over so it's not on the left, it's on the right, which I can do by adding a margin on the left of, say, 60%. Cool. Now I can see his face. That's much better. I'm not too keen on that font for this site, so I want to change to a different font for this one, for the headings. And here I've got the additional HTML page open in Moodle. To add custom fonts, which I'm using Google Fonts to add, you simply paste in the links that it gives you from Google Fonts or from any other repository into this additional HTML field, which is pretty good. And I want to go with Valerie Rounded for my site here. I'm also going to add that CSS that made the page mast have the margin left of 60%. And save our changes. So if I go back to the other browser and refresh, we should see that the font has changed. Oh, that didn't work so well. Let's have a look and move it back. Live coding, great. I might also put a border on this. For a bit more definition, I'm going to put a border on the top of 2EM, and I want it to be solid, and I want to use our blue colour. Oh, no. Which I need to get from the pasteboard again. Okay, live coding, so much fun. Yeah, it's alright. Maybe try it to the left instead. Oh, that's cute. Okay. I want to move that up a bit, I think, and again, I'm going to get rid of this background on the header. So if I turn that off, and let's move that up a bit. Margin top of 0. Now it's more in line with his eyes. Okay, cool. That's really nice. And again, it looks very different from the site we started with. And hopefully it's providing you with some ideas yourself for how you can implement your brand. So, one last go. Let's have a look. Go back to the snap settings. And this time, let's use an image from the Facebook page of Oxford University. Oxford have got a very dark blue as their brand, so I'm going to put that in as the brand colour. And then going down again, I know that they use a font called PT Sans, which we've already added in our additional HTML field. Okay, so I'm going to save the changes and see what happens. Let's go back to when I'm not logged in and see what that looks like. There's our very dark colour and our Oxford font, and here's our image. Again, I'm going to get rid of the background in this header. I don't think it needs it. I think you can still see everything. And then what I want to do with this is move it down. So again, we've got a page masked, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the margins to start with. I'm going to position it absolutely. I want it to be at the bottom and to the left, and I'm going to put the width up to 100%. I want to change the padding slightly, so I just want a small amount of padding at the top and a small percentage to the left and the right. So here we've moved it down so it's underneath the image, and to try and fit in more with Oxford branding and give this lots and lots of space. I also want to change the footer, which is another nice thing you can do. So this is called the Moodle footer, and we want to add that Oxford blue again. So I want to add it to all of the footer as the background colour. Let's just copy and paste it out again. Let's see what that looks like. Wow, that's pretty cool. And again, it's very different from the other cover pages that we showed. So let's take another photo, screenshot, and see what happens. Again, I just paste that CSS into the custom CSS box in Snap. Here I've got something already. So let's have a look at the 3 different images. We've got our first one, which is quite autumnal. We've got this guy's cheeky smile, which is pretty cool. And then we've got more of a Harry Potter style. And hopefully this gives you some inspiration for the front pages of your Snap theme and how you can change it. Thanks very much for watching.